so we can send out to people. Okay. So like I was saying, this week is going to be the prep week for the shred for October. Casey's team is starting that October 8th. Prep week will start maybe Wednesday or Thursday. And then we already had the shred preview last week. And now we need someone to sign up for the November shred and the November shred preview. If your team hasn't done it, or if it's been a while, or if you're just excited or you have some big goals and you want to make sure that this is an event your team can plug into, then feel free to volunteer. We have really awesome, made it really streamlined. Casey has worked hard to put together a shred template. So basically kind of a script for the shred. Obviously it can be changed and kind of there's flexibility to it, creativity, so that every shred's not exactly the same, but kind of the flow and the outline is mapped out. I haven't seen the final, but so that, and I think, is she on here yet? Oh yeah, there you are. You can tell us how it's like, because obviously we don't want every shred to be the exact same post, because we have people that shred all the time. So you want to share about that?
Yeah, so the mindset is that there's a general, amount of education information we want to share about Juice Plus, and we want to get out there, and we also want to give a lot of value, and we want to do more live because people love videos. So in the template, I've taken what Nicole Fisher had done this previous shred preview in September, or for the September shred, so it would have been in August. And I've simply taken a lot of like the base posts that are numbered and put together, and then there's very general things that are put in there, but also sharing stories. Obviously, we just heard how powerful stories are, so making sure there are a variety of shred stories that are in there also. So it's all outlined. It's in a Google Doc. It's going to be able to it's going to be in a Google Doc, so everyone will have access to it, and we'll be linking it on the Plant Strong website. So again, just continuing to make Plant Strong one-stop shop.
Awesome. Thanks for doing that. I think it will help, especially people who, aren't as familiar with putting something like this on. It'll help other people step into leadership, because ultimately we want to be leaders of leaders, not leaders of followers. That's really our goal. That's my prayer for our team. And so we know that, one of the big things, my goal this year was to delegate authority and not just delegate tasks, because when you delegate authority, you raise up leaders. When you delegate tasks, you raise up followers. And so I just want to put that encouragement out to you guys. If you're struggling, you want to raise up leaders, there's little ways that, you can come up with, or we can talk about one-on-one to give your team more authority and not just tasks. And so leading a shred preview, which Nicole Fisher did an awesome job creating a shred preview script last month. So having that script and having what Casey has put together, it's going to make it really seamless to implement leading these monthly things that we have consistently. So I know that Elf Fitness is going to be Catherine and Jen Reiser. And so I wanted to see if anyone on this call is interested, or you have teammates who are interested in leading our November shred.
I'll talk to Jenny about it, Michelle. I know Christina is going to be out.
Yes.
And she's someone that, it's usually us three and Jenna kind of doing stuff. So
yeah, I know she has a lot of new teammates.
Yeah.
It would be a good way.
Other people involved.
Yeah, to get some of them involved as well.
Yeah, I just don't want to commit without having
the right
talking to Jenny.
Yeah.
About it.
And I will. We have a potential New Year's shred. Did you put that on there, Casey?
Yes, yeah, I put that on there, but we
What did
just
you mean by that?
trying to solidify dates for the New Year's, just what that would be,
Gotcha.
and when we would do previews, since obviously based on qualifiers day and whatnot, and Christmas.
Yeah, I think definitely having, I mean, starting January 7th, it seems to work out really good for our main shred, depending on what else we do. And I'm happy to kind of lead that, and whoever else wants to do it with me is totally, we can just figure that out. But I feel like the week before, the first week of January, we should have like a really good prep week, right? Because some people want to start January 1st or whatever, so it can really just be like they're starting, even though if they're not starting the 10 days, they're starting like to prepare and get everything ready. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Something that I thought about too is that with the Elf Fitness, instead of doing a shred preview on December 26th and 27th, about basically continuing the Elf Fitness into a shred preview for the new year. Since people are going to be doing it with us, I just don't know if it's really makes sense to do anything after
Thanksgiving or
after Christmas. So this is for the new year. So December 26th, 27th.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would make sense to do anything, after Christmas.
I mean, yeah, I mean, ultimately you want people to have order. Well, some people will order after that, but I think that there needs to be a preview, but maybe it's more like December. I don't have my calendar with me, but maybe it's more of like December.
Well, that's what I was saying. It could be in kind of conjunction with the Elf Fitness, since people will be doing it and
Right.
want to do something in the new year.
Right. But I think they'll catch different groups though. I think, yes, we should do a preview within the Elf Fitness. I think that's a good idea. But I think there's going to be a whole group of other people there's people who plan and people who don't. And there's going to be people who are like, okay, Christmas is over. What am I doing for January? So we had like a one day or a one night, thing on December, whatever, after. I think we could still catch some people, if that makes sense, like a different group. It doesn't have to be multiple day.
Hey y'all, this is Catherine. I remember last year we did the preview attached to the Elf Fitness, but it was just like a couple posts. Like it wasn't a week-long preview, and it wasn't sold as a preview. We just did like a couple posts about the shred that led into it and invited them to the preview. And then I remember in January we've done 2 shreds, right? So we caught that early group, and then we always had like a January 15th. And I found that for me to be really successful, because there was those people that fell off their New Year's resolutions that then jumped in with us on the 15th.
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all are thinking about 1 or 2 shreds.
I think we hadn't gotten that far. I think I'm happy with 2. I think it's a good time of the year to do 2 to really maximize, because some people want to shred all month after the holidays, they want to keep shredding. So would we do like start the 7th and the 21st, or the 7th and the 14th and have them overlap? You think the 21st?
We've talked about making these groups versus events. What do you think doing, just a January 7th through the end of the month, and anyone can jump on any Monday? They can stay on for 10 days. They can stay on for 20 days. Someone can start on a Monday. I mean, what do you guys think about? We've been having issues with, hosting events and people not getting notifications. And so I just want to throw that out.
Well, I think there's good and bad to that. I think the good is that, like you said, it's kind of like free form and people can start whenever, but I think there's less accountability and less structure. And there's a lot of people who like want to be doing it with people, like with the posts, like leading them through day by day and, getting their questions answered, you know what I mean? Like in rhythm.
I'm not saying that it shouldn't be like still hosted and whatnot. What I'm saying is, the confusion it causes for having 2 events, that's just been our history of, like, we have had confusion in the past, or having someone that's on the first shred and they're like, oh, I want to get added to the next shred. So that's just been my personal customer experience. But I mean, ultimately, I don't really care. I just want to make sure that we're getting engagement. And I know we've had issues with the events with engagement and posting, and people wanting to post because we can't use, like a post my party option, in events too. So that's just something I'm thinking about out loud.
Anyone else have thoughts on that? I definitely think we could consider a group for January, just because it is a special, beast. So maybe we'll since that's far away, we can take that to our leader chat and have some more discussion over the next month or so. We probably need to kind of decide by November, but it's good to ponder on. Okay, so we'll touch base on this one because we'll probably need to get cracking on November soon. And then the other thing we wanted to talk about, we have some of you guys signed up for leader calls. If any of you have not done one, or you haven't done one since I was on maternity leave, if you would like to do another lead or a team call, either you speaking or you recruiting someone to speak for us, let us know. And we love learning from you guys as well. So lastly, I want to talk about this subject of Crocktober. Crockpot. Let me try to close this. Crockpot challenge. Obviously, there's one going on at Juliana Jacobs. What's that? You need to what? Oh. That's just doing your live video on, we can talk about that and swap it out with someone. So sorry guys. So Crockpot Challenge, Juliana Jacobs doing one, and there are a lot of you guys are inviting to it. I think there was just some miscommunication that we weren't going to have one. We are planning on having one. We just need to figure out when. And we talked about last time doing half Crockpot, half Instapot or pressure cooker. And so ultimately we'll probably need to come up with a new booklet, which is kind of time consuming. I'm willing to put together the booklet if I have enough hosts who can give me recipes. So like if you guys say, okay, here's an Instapot recipe I want to, we want to feature that's gluten-free and dairy-free, and here's a Crockpot one. Because I think we're due for new recipes, but if the hosts can all come up with recipes, I'm happy to put them together in the PDF booklet for the event. So the dates, we've done like a week long before, 7 days. Do we want to start it? I mean, I think we could probably get it together for the 22nd. What do you guys think about that? I mean, we have conference right before that, so maybe not if we have to, it might be hard to promote it.
Be wrong with waiting to do it like, right after Halloween, kind of preparing for Thanksgiving, because people will have consumed so much junk, almost like a detox.
Mm-hmm. We just have to rename it because we usually call it the Crocktober Challenge.
I was just going to say that would be cool, I think, to come up with some sort of different name and do it in like early November, because everybody does the Crocktober type thing. So it could be a good idea to come up with a different name to do it beginning of November.
Who's creative? Who's going to think of the name?
I don't know.
We all need to Google. That's how I found the Crocktober event, actually. Our team actually started the Crocktober events several years ago. I found it because some other network marketing, I don't know if it was Beachbody or some other, I found a flyer for it from some other, just by Googling like Crocktober events. So I think together we could probably come up with something. Casey, what was that? We did one in Austin when we both lived there. Was it called like the Lean Turkey or?
Lean Turkey Challenge.
Yeah, Lean Turkey Challenge. So that's an idea if we did it in November. Something like that.
Yeah, I do love the idea of offering, something between Halloween and Thanksgiving. I think it's a great way for us to build our pipeline going into the new year. And people are really, you know, when you're doing a challenge like that, that's much more geared towards making healthy decisions rather than, I mean, we can obviously focus it around crockpot, you know, making, but calling it something to really gain attraction on lifestyle change and getting
Yeah.
thinking to come back to us.
And we can obviously talk more, you know, post about Juice Plus and, you know, making lean choices or how to, you know, just kind of weave in other things into that. So how do you guys feel about November 5th through 11th for that? That'll give people time if they want to invite to this crockpot challenge, and, you know, it'll give you kind of a rest in between doing all that customer care, you know, trying to get orders out of that one and then going into the November.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last thing then, groups versus events, as far as events and within a group or without. There's two sides to the coin, of course. Yes. I mean, I was getting notifications. I don't know if it's because I was a host. And I like your idea, Shasta, about, you know, more engagement, and I'm going to start working on reaching out to people. If any of you want to, of course, just reach out to me, but getting a really like a schedule going again. We've done that, you know, we did it for years. But getting a schedule for posting and Plant Strong community, because we have 2,000 people, you know, I mean, that's a lot. And it is such a great, I mean, and for a while I was doing really good with polls and getting people engaged, but people are engaged whenever it's probably just because of the numbers. We have so many, but when it comes to doing a groups versus events, the one I see so we can all share like our pros and cons, but the one biggest pro that we have for doing an event within a group is that afterwards they have a place where they can get dripped on, versus you having to take sole responsibility for following up with them for days, months, and years, right? Because we know it's not just like a follow up with them for a couple of weeks after the event. It's like, no, they need to be in your pipeline for a long time for some people. And so that's my one biggest reason for being an advocate of it. But I want to hear, what other pros or cons you guys have.
Yeah, I was also going to add something I didn't say the other day as far as groups go. Any other groups I'm in with other companies, like friends I have that are in other companies, it seems like they always post things that just get people to comment that don't necessarily have to do with that product. It's like, you know, post a GIF about what you're doing today or whatever, and it just makes Facebook put all of the posts in their news feed more often. So that was one thing I mentioned. Just an idea that, but again, that just makes one more thing that you have to think about. You know, you have to find out something to post to get them to comment on. So I don't know if anybody else has any other ideas for that.
I agree. I don't think it should just be about Juice Plus. I think our Transformation Tuesday posts are really great for people who want to hear stories like Kurt was talking about. But we, you know, mainly what we've done is post recipes and, you know, ask questions around things like that, eat healthy habits and healthy eating. But I do think that just engagement posts could definitely make it a lot better. What were you guys, I didn't get to listen to all the messages when I was out, but what were some of the negatives? It was people aren't getting, number one, I know it's a little more complicated because they have to be added to the group and then the event. Number two was some people aren't getting notifications. I wonder if it's because like if people have set notification for groups, like, you know, you can turn on and off because
group. I think you have to pay attention for the group and then also for the event that's running, because I think you can change your notifications for the event inside groups.
But obviously educating people on that would be kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Or trying to get a lot of people.
one thing that I noticed just looking at the calendar, like when you go to your events on your personal, you can't find it unless you go inside a Plant Strong community. And then when you go into Plant Strong community and you go to look at events, if you don't have the event running, like I had it running for so many days for the Shred preview, but if I didn't have it on a specific, I don't know how you did it where it had a new, it showed up every single day. Even though mine said it was running for however many days, it only showed on the calendar as that first day. And so if you went in to go look at current events, it wasn't showing up every single day thereafter.
Yeah, you have to do it it's not hard, but you just have to put the dates in a certain way.
Yeah, so you have to do the dates individually for every single day versus just doing the whole.
Well, you can pick what days and then have the times, but yeah, it's not like events that aren't in a group, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah, and for me, sorry, I've lost my voice here, but like Casey just said, it wasn't showing up in my events. Like, on Facebook, I can go and look at all the events that I've RSVP'd to for the week or whatever. It wasn't showing up there. And then the other thing was just not getting notifications either. So it was just harder to find and to know and to be seeing the posts.
Yeah, I noticed the only time I was getting a notification was if somebody that I'm already friends with that's in the group and in the event posted something or said something on one of the posts. That's the only time I'd get a notification. So it's almost like you have to be friends with everybody that's running the event in order to get a notification.
I wonder if you get more notifications from the hosts. I mean, obviously you're probably friends with all the hosts, so you can't really tell.
I was gonna say I wouldn't know because I'm friends with all of you guys, so I wouldn't know if that's the difference.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish we had like someone who works at Facebook to just tell us which is better and how to make it easier. I mean, yeah. I don't know, guys. I mean, I think we're going to make progress either way, but I do wish Facebook made it more conducive to do it within a group. Is anyone a part of other groups that have events?
Events in the Deliciously Simple group, and I feel like we haven't had a ton of problems of people seeing stuff or not being able to find it, but I don't know if they just have different notifications for different groups too. As part of it.
Yeah.
But we have noticed, like, we were kind of talking about it too, of, maybe a little bit less involvement, but we just don't know if that's just a group thing or something too. I feel like probably it has more to do with the notification settings than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know like in some events we've done in the past, even like the Crockpot events we've done where we've had thousands of people, we would put a sign, like a post that says like, if you don't want 1 million notifications, like change your notifications to host only.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that.
Maybe it's something as simple as having a post about notifications,
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say. I have noticed some groups that I'm in have posted something to say, make sure you turn on all notifications. That way they don't miss anything. And they blame it on Facebook. They say Facebook changed their settings again or their stipulations. So make sure you, select all notifications. That way you don't miss anything. And they're kind of passing the buck in that way. So, but then they're going to see, they're going to see everything. If somebody says, hey, here's the event, and they add a friend, and they're just saying that, that person's going to see that notification. So it might annoy some people. But
Okay. Well, I don't know that we have, does Nicole or Trisha or Jamie or anyone else have thoughts that haven't shared? If not, no worries. Just wanted to give you your opportunity.
I was going to say, one thing I kind of thought might be a good option is if we could come up with something to entice them to like join the group to stay in, would be, you know, making something that they might get free for joining. Like when Jen and Trisha did their group, they offered the free cookbook that was on the Healthy Revolution website, which is something, you know, we all have access to, and they just put the link to that, and they're saying, hey, you know, when you join the group, you get free access to this cookbook for free. So that might be something to think of, and it doesn't have to be that. Like, even if we could come up with something we can make up on our own to provide for free. So
was it up to each of the reps to send it to them then if they clicked going or they joined?
No, it was like once we added somebody in, we basically put the link on a post and then just tagged them on that post, and then they could click on the link and download the cookbook themselves.
Right, but it seems like they would still be able to get it even if they didn't click join.
Yeah, technically, yeah, they would. But it's kind of a, I know it's kind of a way to say, hey, you know, you get access to this free cookbook. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So you come up with something what we put together on our own that nobody else has access to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're still, I mean, I'm going to think on this a little bit more, and I want you guys to as well. I think we need to continue. I'm going to do some research also online and just see what I can find, and then bring it back to you guys, obviously, before this next event we do together in November. So I'll probably bring it to our leader chat, and we can continue the discussion before we have to set up this November 5th event for the Crock-Pot and Instapot. And if you want to be a part of that, if you feel like that's something that's up your alley, you can message me on Boxer or text me and let me know that you want to be a part of it. We'll probably need 7 people. So, yeah. So I'm excited about that. I think it'll be good to change it up and have a new name and new recipes to promote, and it'll get more people engaged and excited. And then, so we got that. Jillian's going to talk to Jenny about the November shred. And you can get back to me, Jillian, on that.
Yep.
And then I think that's it. Sorry for going a little bit long, but hope you guys appreciated the Kurt Beavers call tonight. We will get that up tomorrow, so you can send it out to your teammates who missed it. That's all I got.
Awesome.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.